Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 and Still Gaming. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Exoprimal, and the developer behind the highly anticipated Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game have revealed that the game will be a live service with always online requirements. Now, this means that the player will need a consistent internet connection in order to play the game, and the game will constantly offer new content and updates over time. If it's paid or free, that's decide from the developers, but a live service model has become increasingly popular in video game industry over the past few years. Games such as Destiny, Fortnite, Apex Legends have all successfully implemented a live service approach, which allows developers to release a new content, events, and features over time. Now, keeping players engaged and invested in the game, this is a problem. This model can also be more sustainable revenue sources for developers, as players are more likely to spend money on in-game purchases if they feel that the game is consistently evolving and improving. However, the live service model also has its drawbacks. One of the main concerns is that it can lead to focusing on monetization and the expenses of the gameplay. Right? Developers may be incentivized to design the game in a way that encourages players to spend money in order to progress or compete at higher levels. This can lead to the feeling of frustration and unfairness for players who are unwilling or unable to spend real money on in-game items. Now, another potential issue with the live service games is that they require a consistent internet connection, and this can be a problem for players who have limited or unreliable internet access, or who prefer to play games offline. Now, there's a lot of people that prefer this, and I know people are probably listening to me is going, who is that? There is a lot of people. It can also lead to frustration if servers go down, or if there are other technical issues that prevent players from accessing the game. With all this technology, we have problems where if an internet web page doesn't pop up right away, we're like, what's taking so long? Like, this is what we've been conditioned for. So the always online requirements for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League have been met with some skepticism from the fans, right? Some worry that this could be a sign of that the game will overly focus on monetization, with players being forced to spend money in order to progress. Others are concerned about the technical difficulties that could arise if the server goes down or if a player has unreliable internet access. It's worth noting that there have been several high-profile live service games that have faced backlash from fans. Games such as Anthem and Marvel's Avengers were both heavily criticized for overemphasizing on monetization, leading to lackluster gameplay and players' frustration. And these examples highlight the potential pitfalls of a live service game. I've mentioned this many times on my previous live streams that we do, and the live service approach of it's an important balance of revenue generation with gameplay quality, and sometimes the gameplay quality falls off because of the balancing revenue of generation. Now, on the other hand, there has also been live service games that have been highly successful and beloved by fans, in games such as Destiny, Destiny 2, Fortnite, Warframe. All have found ways to balance revenue generation with compelling gameplay and engaging content, resulting in a dedicated and enthusiastic player base. It's still too early to say how well Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will fare as a live service game. Exoprimal has not yet revealed exactly how the model will work or what kind of content players can expect to see over time. However, it's important to keep in mind both potential benefits and pitfalls of the live service approach as a game continues to develop. Ultimately, the success of a live service game comes down to the balance between the revenue generation and the gameplay quality. As I said before, if developers can find a way to offer engaging, satisfying gameplay while also providing ongoing content and revenue opportunities, they can create a game that will keep players invested for years to come. However, if the focus is too heavily on the monetization and not enough on the gameplay, it can lead to frustration and ultimately unsatisfying experience of the players. This is where it goes down a dark hole. A lot of people think that this game is fantastic and good, and these are always creeping in because you don't know what game is. When we first saw Hogwarts Legacy a couple years ago, or actually over a year ago, they showed those timers, and everyone in the room of requirements was like, what are those timers? And we just thought all of a sudden that was going to be a live service game, and then we also thought it was going to be microtransactions galore, speed up the timer, all this type of stuff, right? So we've been so conditioned with these live service games since the start of in 2013, 2014. Plenty of games that we've played and we do like, but again, when there's games like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and where you play the game and you can unlock all the stuff. When there's games like Hogwarts Legacy where you play the game and unlock all the stuff, that's a business model that players like more, okay, than players that don't like the free-to-play games with paying for all the microtransactions. In my opinion, I hate, and I can't fathom this no matter how many times people explain this to me, when you have hundreds of people, right, tens to hundreds, if not thousands of people making a video game, and it takes them 3 to 5 years, sometimes 7 years to make a video game, and then they put all their blood, sweat, and tears in there, and they charge that game at $60 or $70, and then they come out with one skin. It's 1/3 of the full price of the game. Is mind-boggling to me. I get it from a business standpoint. I just can't imagine people that complain about paying $60 to $70 for a full-fledged game, and then they're okay paying $20, $15 to $20 for one skin in a game, especially if it's a first-person game. Blows my mind, but let me know your thoughts. These are just mine. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.